Good evening and welcome to the Newshour Agenda. I'm Madhavdas G. Now, the Election Commission of India is yet to declare the poll dates for general election 2024, but the Prime Minister's speech in Parliament yesterday has already set the tone for the biggest festival of democracy. For the very first time, PM Modi was so vocal about a third term for the NDA government at the centre. He's backed his confidence with hard numbers and projections. The Prime Minister confidently predicted that the opposition would be relegated to the visitors' gallery in Parliament and that his party, the BJP, would secure 370 seats. He's asserted that the NDA would easily cross the 400-seat mark given the nation's current mood.
अब हमारी सरकार का तीसरा कार्यकाल भी बहुत दूर नहीं है। ज्यादा से ज्यादा 100-125 दिन बाकी है। पूरा देश कह रहा है अब की बार, खड़गे जी भी कह रहे हैं एनडीए को तो 400 पार करका ही के रहेगा, लेकिन भारतीय जनता पार्टी को 370 सीट अवश्य देगा। विपक्ष ने जो संकल्प लिया है उसकी सराहना करता हूं। उनके भाषण के एक एक बात से मेरा और देश का विश्वास पक्का हो गया है कि इन्होंने लंबे अरसे तक वहां रहने का संकल्प लिया। मैं पक्का मानता हूं कि ईश्वर रूपी जनता जनार्दन आपको जरूर आशीर्वाद देगी और आप जिस ऊंचाई पे हैं उससे भी अधिक ऊंचाई पर जरूर पहुंचेंगे और अगले चुनाव में दर्शक दिशा में दिखेंगे।
But the opposition's been quick to take on the Prime Minister for his 400 par comment. Partners of the India bloc claim that the Prime Minister's confidence showcases that the match has already been fixed and that the EVMs were fixed in a manner to favor the BJP.
अब अगर एग्जैक्ट 370 बोल रहे हैं और एनडीए 400, इसका मतलब रिगिंग का कंप्लीट हो गया काम, इतना ईवीएम सेट हो गया। मतलब देश के आप प्रधानमंत्री हैं, आप कहिए ना कि हम भारी मोहम्मद से आएंगे। एग्जैक्ट नंबर 370 जब आप कहते हैं ना तो शक होता है। अगर आप अपने वादे को ना पूरा करके भी अगर 370 लाख का सपना देख रहे हैं तो मैं समझता हूं लोकतंत्र हमारा स्वस्थ नहीं है।
देखिए, ऐसा है कि लोकतंत्र में, जमहूरियत में कोई इस बात का दावा नहीं कर सकता है कि हमको कितनी सीट आएगी पार्लियामेंट में या असेंबली में। ये तो वही लोग कर सकते हैं जिनको लोकतंत्र में विश्वास नहीं हो, और शायद वो लोग कर सकते हैं जिनको और कोई तरीका या जरिया पता होगा कि इसके माध्यम से हम चुनाव जीत सकते हैं। आज ईवीएम को लेकर बहुत विवाद चल रहा है और सारी दुनिया में कहीं भी किसी भी देश में ईवीएम आज की तारीख में काम नहीं कर रहा है। सब जगह फिर से लोग बैलेट पे चले गए।
See, in this country, anyone and everyone has the right to dream. Naturally, the Prime Minister also has the right to dream about that. I never thought the elections are over. It's going to take place only. And whether opposition will be relegated to the visitors' gallery. And this is the Prime Minister who cannot even protect the sanctity of the visitors' gallery. That is the plight of it. So he would be haunted by the failure of this government in protecting the visitors' gallery of the Parliament.
But the signs for the Gandhi Parivar ahead of the 2024 polls seem to be ominous. Not only have their own alliance partners chided their scion as immature, yesterday it was a body blow delivered by Prime Minister Modi inside the Parliament. The PM chided the Congress for relaunching a failed product at the cost of other, more capable leaders. Listen in.
हमारे खड़गे जी इस सदन से उस सदन शिफ्ट हो गए और गुलाम नबी जी तो पार्टी से ही शिफ्ट कर गए। ये सब परिवारवाद के भेंट चढ़ गए। एक ही प्रोडक्ट बार बार लॉन्च करने के चक्कर में कांग्रेस की दुकान ताला लगने की नौबत आ गई।
Perhaps what's worse for the Congress is a friendly fire from within. Congress leader and daughter of former President Pranab Mukherjee, Sharmishta, has lashed out at the Parivar. Listen in.
देखिए, बिल्कुल कांग्रेस को इस बात का ध्यान रखना जरूरी है कि राहुल गांधी जी 2014 में बुरी तरह से हारे। 2019 में, जो कि राहुल गांधी जी कांग्रेस की फेस थे 2014 में, 2019 में बुरी तरह से हारे। 2 लोकसभा इलेक्शन हो गए हैं, और अगर कोई भी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी में होते कि एक लीडर बार बार करके, कोई भी नेशनल, बीजेपी में ऐसा होता क्या? तो कोई लीडर बार बार करके अपना पार्टी को इस तरह से उनकी लीडरशिप में हार रहे हैं। अब ये तो पार्टी की लोगों की सोचना जरूरी है कि पार्टी की फेस, चुनाव की फेस कौन हो। ये तो कांग्रेस पार्टी की सोचना जरूरी है।
However, Congress loyalists have stood tall behind the Gandhis and target the Prime Minister for what they call his obsession with the Congress. Listen in.
Problem with Modi ji is that he has to, every speech he has to go, he has to abuse Nehru ji, every speech he has to abuse Indira Gandhi ji, every speech he has to abuse Rajiv Gandhi ji, Sonia Gandhi ji, Rahul Gandhi ji. But the people of India are asking questions for what about the answer, for 9.5 years, what misrule he has done it.
एक बात मैं बहुत साफ कह दूं, मोदी जी, ऐसा ही सपना रावण ने देखा था, क्या हुआ? ऐसा ही सपना अंग्रेजों ने देखा था कांग्रेस की दुकान बंद करने का, दुकान उनकी बंद हुई।
हकीकत यह है कि वो राहुल गांधी से घबराते हैं कि यही एक आदमी है जो उनकी आंख में आंख डालकर अब उनके सवालों का जवाब दे सकता है।
I don't think this Prime Minister have no moral right to mention this Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Indira Ji and Rajiv Gandhi. They are secular leaders.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
For more on this, let's go right across to our guest. Joining us with us is Sanju Verma, national spokesperson for the BJP. Sohail Said, columnist, is with us. Sanjay Jha, author, joins us on the broadcast. With us also is Ashutosh Mishra, senior journalist. Selam Dharnidharan is spokesperson of the DMK. Mohammad Tariq Khan is national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Let me start with you first and foremost. Sanjay Jha, there have been a flurry of reactions from various opposition parties to the Prime Minister's 400 par remark. Now, while it's not happening for the first time, the Prime Minister is saying that, look here, it's not just us. Even your own party's leaders have actually been saying 400 par in the last several days. Sanjay Jha.
Madhav, good evening. I just want to keep my answer brief. The Prime Minister's speech yesterday, considering it is his last speech in Parliament until the next election results are out, was substandard, pathetic and pedestrian. And for several reasons. Number one, cherry picking on data. You know, all the data that he said, I will be issuing my own videos on them to tell you that there is so much of bunkum out there. The second point is very critical. The way he ran down Jawaharlal Nehru, the former and the first Prime Minister of India, was, in my opinion, disgraceful. You know, I've seen different countries, different democracies. Political parties have differences. But to run down Nehru repeatedly is a pathological obsession with Modi. I think he suffers from a deep inferiority complex. It's a visceral, emotional fault line. He needs to fix it. But the truth be said, from a Prime Minister of our largest democracy to run down a man who went to prison for India's freedom struggle and to make remarks which are in very poor taste, I thought was shockingly low and abysmal low. You know, let's be a little forthright on our conversations, Madhav. We're all adults. I respect every panelist on the program. I, by the way, I'm a critic of the BJP. Even if Mr. Modi is routed in 2024, which I hope he is, I'm not going to denigrate him after. You know, we are critiques of each other's politics and ideology.
Sure, I get your point. But let's come back to the 400 par. I mean, that's the subject matter of the debate. You have every right to criticize the Prime Minister for his speech, but at the end of the day, we are approaching a Lok Sabha election, Sanjay Jha. And that's why people are interested to know, is this 370 too fantastical a number? Is this something that is practically possible? And before I go across to Sanju Verma, I want to get in a quick comment from Selam Dharnidharan, because the parties south of India have been very vocal in their criticism of this 370, Selam Dharnidharan. You're saying that it's not even arithmetically possible. Selam Dharnidharan.
So I think it's very funny how does the Honorable Prime Minister know exactly how many seats the BJP will win even before the election. In that case, people decide the mandate. Even if you had just said, oh, we'll win with a comfortable majority, it would have made sense. But the number that which he says 370, that is bad.
That's a target he's setting for himself. Is there a problem with the target? Anybody has a right to dream or aspire, sir. You can say that you will get 600 seats, 540 seats for all you want. You can contest all the seats. Every political party can.
See, I think dream is different from constantly saying I'll get 370, and I think it also kind of in a way to make people remember about the Article 370. See, that apart, I think Prime Minister has been speaking yesterday in the Parliament, today, right? But what he has forgotten is he has forgotten people of Manipur. He went to Assam last week. He's been going to Assam, but he's not going to Manipur. He's not speaking about Manipur. We need a Prime Minister who speaks for the people of the country and not speaks for election. This gentleman is concerned more about the elections and not about the people of this country. What happened to the economy? What happened to the unemployment? What happened to the inflation? Right? He says there's economic growth, but where is the economic growth? Under 2004 to 2014, Indian economic grew 4 times. Now the growth is not even 2.8 times. Right? Unemployment for youth under age of 20 to 24 is now 50%. Why is he not speaking about it? Let me go further and talk about before 2014.
Okay. So you're essentially saying that the core burning issues have not been addressed by the Prime Minister, which should have been there in this last speech of his. I got the point you're making. Let me put that question across to the BJP spokesperson. Sanjay Verma, the DMK spokesperson, is the problem with the subject nature of what the Prime Minister was addressing. He says, where is the reply on important issues like unemployment, like Manipur, so on and so forth? Please respond to him.
Madhav will respond to both Sanjay Jha and to the DMK spokesperson. Sanjay Jha sits here and says that the Prime Minister is obsessed with Nehru, and he says that, it was a new law in terms of the speech that Narendra Modi made. I just have to tell this to Sanjay Jha. He used the word bunkum. If there is anyone who has engaged in despicable language, who's engaged in repeated bunkum, who's had a nice fat wobbly omelette on his face for projecting since 2014, अब की बार मोदी सरकार नहीं, कांग्रेस बहुमत से सत्ता में आएगी. I remember Sanjay Jha's atrocious tweets in 2014 ahead of the Lok Sabha 2014 results saying, Narendra Modi is over, BJP is anticipating to come back to power and they are in for a nasty surprise. He did not learn his lessons in 2019. He again said that, this time under Rahul Gandhi's aegis, the Congress is going to have a stellar. Please shut up, I did not disturb you. It's your time to listen, not to heckle me. Shut up. Shut up.
No, one second. We don't have to get into a personal slanging match, please. Let's be mindful of our language. You are welcome to debate. Let's keep it above board, please. Let's keep it above board, please. I'm requesting both of you, Sanju Verma as well as Sanjay Jha. There's no need to get personal. Yeah, Sanju Verma, complete your point.
Personal. I heard the suspended variety very, very carefully, and if he abuses the Prime Minister, he better be...
No. He's critical of the Prime Minister, but let's not get abusive in our language personally. There's no need to do that. There's no need to get personal on this panel. Please continue with your point.
Madhav, can I please...
Yes, make your point.
Each time I call Sanjay Jha suspended variety, why do you say that it's an abuse? Is he not a suspended leader of the Congress?
No, suspended leader is okay. Using with pejoratives, asking people to keep their mouth shut is not correct. But please continue with your point. Nobody said that. I'm sure you will also not be happy if someone on the panel says that to you. Let's go on. Let's get to the subject, please.
Madhav, I don't understand. You did not once interject Sanjay Jha. He used a plethora of pejoratives and metaphors for the Prime Minister. The moment I said Sanjay Jha...
He is criticizing the speech, madam. You can do the same for his leaders. Nobody is stopping you from doing that. Attacking each other personally on this panel is counterproductive and it is a waste of our viewers' time. So let's not do that, please. Let's get on to the subject.
Yes. I'm getting on to the subject. I don't wish to be heckled by anyone, least of all a suspended leader. Now my main point is this. When Narendra Modi says, ab ki baar 400 par, I'll tell you why we are so confident. Madhav, you look at some of the key states. Forget about Uttar Pradesh, where we got 73 out of 80 seats in 2014 and 62 out of 80 Lok Sabha seats in 2019. Look at a state like, for instance, Madhya Pradesh. I was surprised. The BJP got a 58% vote share and we got 28 out of 29 seats in Madhya Pradesh. The Congress got a 35% vote share in Lok Sabha 2019 from Madhya Pradesh, and yet they won only 1 seat from Chhindwara. The same was the case in Gujarat. We completely, wiped out the Congress there. We got 26 out of 26 Lok Sabha seats we won in Gujarat. We had a vote share of 62%. Now the Congress had a vote share of 32% in Gujarat, and guess what, Madhav? The scorecard of Congress, despite a 32% vote share, was 0. It's a repeat in Bihar. Out of 40 Lok Sabha seats, RJD got 0 Lok Sabha seats. But BJP, can I please finish? BJP, Chirag Paswan's party, LJP and JDU, we got 39 out of 40 seats. So my first limited point is, The Congress is excellent when it comes to garnering vote share. But point number B, they're absolutely dismal in terms of performance when it comes to translating vote share into winnable seats.
Okay.
In fact, Madhav, we lost Chhattisgarh ahead of the Lok Sabha 2019 polls. We lost Chhattisgarh 2018 assembly polls. But guess what? In Lok Sabha 2019 Chhattisgarh, we got 9 out of 11 Lok Sabha seats. Even the South, the Congress keeps saying, oh, there's a North-South divide. Just 10 seconds. The BJP is not going to do well in South, and guess what? BJP has 29 Lok Sabha seats from Southern India, and the Congress, even in its so-called bastion, has only 27 Lok Sabha seats. So when Narendra Modi says, "Ab ki baar 400 par,"
let me take that question across. Got your point, Ashutosh Mishra. I want you to respond to that. That even in the bastions such as South, with the Congress very clearly relies on, the BJP actually has a larger number of seats, says the spokesperson of the BJP. And clearly, at some level or the other, the BJP is perhaps not wrong in saying that people raise questions that there are 130 seats from the South. That the BJP has done reasonably well, at least in the last Lok Sabha election in this particular region as well.
So the big difference between 2019 and 2024 will be that the winds have changed in South also. In Karnataka, we have seen what has happened. In Telangana, we have seen what has happened. And that is going to be repeated in the Lok Sabha elections also. Unless and until there is some Masiha who, like his Chandigarh style, has settled the score, and Narendra Modi is just laying the ground to defend and say that, oh, we had said earlier that this is going to happen, now it has happened. Now,
what is this Masiha, the EVM? What is the Masiha? Please tell us, let's be specific.
That BJP
what is the allegation?
Out an advertisement on Rahul Gandhi, and Narendra Modi has to keep attacking Rahul Gandhi every time, means that behind this false bravado is their fear that at last the people are lending an ear to Rahul Gandhi's consistent reminder that Modinomics is bad for India's health, and that Modi style of politics is fast eroding the democracy, the base of democracy as envisaged in our secular and democratic constitution. And that is the fear that we see. In 2019, he went around asking people to vote in the name of Pulwama. Now, unless he has some, that is not going to happen every time. And that is the fear that we see on his face and in the words and in the constant attack on Rahul Gandhi, whether it be through the social media cartoons or whatever we see from BJP spokesperson.
Okay.
Because, the economic health is...
but there are questions also on the leadership, the questions also on focus on one party, Ashutosh Mishra. But let me bring in Suhail Seth on that note. Suhail Seth, it is the narrative of the constitutional breakdown, several institutions related to the country and various democratic practices and norms that are being undone, says Ashutosh Mishra. And that's the issue that we'll be taking to the people. Suhail Seth, how do you see this playing out?
Narendra Modi, when I last checked, won 2 general elections. I don't know where Ashutosh Mishra was when those results were announced by the Election Commission of India. So unless he was in a cave or was in denial, I really don't know. Number one. Number two, Sanjay Jha on a program with me last evening commented and commended the Chief Justice of India for his comments, acerbic and rightly so, on the Chandigarh mayor fracas. So there's a functioning Supreme Court. Let's imagine people have an issue with democracy under threat. They can go to the courts of law, because these courts of law still exist. When I last checked, the Supreme Court hadn't been sent off to Fiji. The judges are still in Delhi. Now let me tell you the reality. The reality which even my good friend Sanjay is not admitting to, but he knows in the depths of his heart. The problem is not the Congress. The problem is the leadership in the Congress. Look, the Congress has done yeoman service. Whether the BJP trashes Nehru or not, I will never go down that road. The Congress has delivered to this country a lot. A lot could have been delivered. That's up to the country and up to the Congress. To trash the Congress totally is incorrect, to my mind. But Rahul Gandhi is not meant for politics. And I think the comment that Modi made about the relaunching of a product, we're all from the corporate world, some of us, you don't relaunch the product over and over again. You can have a new and improved Brill cream, but you can't have a new and improved Rahul Gandhi, because with every improvement, he reminds me actually of Alice in Wonderland. You know, there's a lovely line in that which says, lessons are those that lesson from lesson to lesson. Every time Rahul Gandhi is seemingly evolutionary, it's a fallback. A, B. I was the one who actually wrote, amongst many other people, I thought that the Bharat Jodo Yatra version 1 was a huge comeback for Rahul Gandhi. It made Rahul Gandhi the politician relevant. But again after that, you saw what happened at the state levels. So I don't think Rahul Gandhi is fit enough to lead. The problem is that when he is not fit enough to lead, the vacuum that is being created is not being filled by someone else. With all due respect to Mr. Kharge, at 83 or 81, and I'm not being ageist here, he doesn't have the drive, poor chap. Plus, when the family is in the saddle and Mr. Kharge is the working president, people will go to the family. There will be two power centers. You know, I famously said at that point in time, Madhav, that Sonia Gandhi was in power but not in office. Manmohan Singh was in office but not always in power. That is the reality of the Congress even today.
Okay.
And I have a lot of respect for the Congress.
Yeah.
You need the Congress. You need an opposition for a democracy. You know, Mr. Mishra, Ashutosh talked about democracy. Democracy is not under threat because institutions are crumbling. Democracy is under threat because there is no opposition. It is not Narendra Modi's job to go shopping for an opposition or for television panels to turn into an opposition.
Yeah, let me bring in Sanjay on that. I think there are some very important points you've made. I want Sanjay to respond to you on that, because at the end of the day, when the Prime Minister talks about the relaunch, he's also talking about 2 or 3 other important issues. He says, A, that top leaders have gone from one house to the other, whether it's Mr. Kharge, whether it's Mr. Azad, and that it's because of the focus on one family, the Prime Minister says, that there is now this issue within the Congress when it comes to leaders or developing alternate second-line leadership as well, Sanjay Jha.
Madhav, I don't think it is a public secret at all that the India Alliance has a long way to go to get itself into a position to win 2024. But in politics, a week is a long time and things can change dramatically. A lot of adjustments and alliance can come into play. Here is my critical point here. I have seen through history, and we all are, as Suhail rightly said, we are all smart people here. The one who's most insecure and paranoid usually sounds a way like Narendra Modi did yesterday. I'll give you one example.
Oh my God.
He wasted his time targeting the Congress. I mean, you're supposed to talk about your laundry list of achievements. And I'll give you the truth. Here is a party that spent billions of dollars on calling itself the mother of democracy. And the Chief Justice of India had to say on a BJP fraud election in Chandigarh, this is a mockery of democracy. And that is the legacy of Narendra Modi at the end of 10 years.
May I please come in?
Hate and fear. These are the two biggest legacies of Narendra Modi at the end of 10 years.
Okay.
I was yesterday at the Literature Festival, and trust me, I met people who are so worried because they feel that this country is under a continuous 24/7 surveillance.
Okay.
My last point.
Quickly. 10 seconds.
Just 30 seconds, yeah. The point I wish to make is that end of day, this country is diverse, it's got a great history, and I believe an outstanding future. For all those who come on their programs and they show you a phone, and like the BJP spokesperson said, this is what Jha said in 14 and 19, I'm going to say so again.
This
I
cannot
hope
be
for
a
the
monologue
future of
by
this
Sanjay
country,
Jha.
Narendra Modi and the
But
BJP
he's
are
going on
defeated
and on and on.
I hope I'm going to say that again. I
Okay.
hope Narendra Modi and the BJP are defeated.
You made your point. In fact, I want Sanjay Jha to come in, Sanju Verma to come in on this, beg your pardon. Sanju Verma, a simple question that opposition leaders are saying. One, you have the TMC saying that this is a sign of arrogance. There's another, the left leaders saying that this is as though the elections are over in this country. So there are many opposition reactions also coming. Of course, there are those who are raising questions on EVMs. So many opposition parties who have come out to say that this 400-seat remark is perhaps not appropriate for the Prime Minister to be making.
Can I just say something?
Madhav, can I just say?
Sanju, one quick comment. Let me tell you, Narendra Modi is not playing to Sanjay Jha or Ashutosh Mishra or Sanju Verma or me or you. He is playing to the larger public of India. He is using every platform that is available, and there is no harm in that. So, to deny him the platform in itself is ludicrous. You then do it.
Okay.
Now, let me tell you what happened last night. When Narendra Modi about things, you're talking about Balakot, and you're actually casting aspersions on our armed forces against scoring a self-goal.
Okay.
That is the stupidity.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Sanju Verma.
I would like to take off from where Sohail said. He made a very interesting point. I've served in the corporate sector in leadership positions for the longest time. There's a famous saying by marketing guru Philip Kotler. He said the biggest disservice you can do to a failed product is to keep launching it. The faster you get rid of a failed product, the better it is for you and for your customers. Now, unfortunately for the Congress, Rahul Gandhi is resurrected ahead of every election. He fails to deliver. But be that as it may, I want to focus on the BJP's report card which the Prime Minister spoke of, and I'll not take more than 30 seconds, Madhav, because, some panelists here have made allegations that, BJP has nothing to showcase, and that is why Narendra Modi has been targeting Rahul Gandhi, which is absolutely a whole lot of balderdash. And I'll tell you why. Who's this person now giving background music? I did not heckle anyone.
Someone who's not mentally constituted.
Okay, one more. Please, let's not have a side debate. Please, again, we will lose. We are wasting the viewers' time. Please, I'm requesting all of you. Let's be a little patient. Sanjay Verma, complete your point. Complete your point, please. Yes.
Stop behaving like an imbecile. Thank you. Okay, Madhav, more than 11 crore toilets, more than 26 crore Ayushman cards, more than 40 crore Mudra loans with 30 crore beneficiaries being women, more than 52 crore Jan Dhan accounts with 70% belonging to women, 17 crore incremental Ujjwala gas connections, India overtaking the United Kingdom to become the world's 5th largest economy in terms of nominal GDP. We had a GDP growth rate of 9.1% in FY22, 7.2% in FY23. In the current financial year, we've already had a GDP growth of 7.7%. And mind you, all this when the world is still struggling to grow at 2%. And very quickly, Madhav, just indulge me for 20 seconds. Somebody here spoke about unemployment. I will not allow people to come here not quote a source. Now, I'm quoting the PLFS data put out by the NSSO. You can go and check up the NSSO website. From an unemployment rate of 6.1% in FY18, 5.8% in FY19, 4.8% in FY20, 4.2% in FY21, 4.1% in FY22. We've come down to a record low unemployment rate of 3.2%. I've put out a video on this, Madhav, just 10 seconds more.
Okay.
Every month we are adding 28 lakh subscribers.
Okay.
EPFO and ESIC, which means every year.
All right, we have limited time, so I have to go across to SP spokesperson Mohammad Tariq Khan. Mohammad Tariq Khan, the statistics cited on unemployment are wrong, and that the government has done a lot in terms of development over the last 10 years, which is what the Prime Minister was referring to and taking to the people, and therefore perhaps it's not wrong for him to say that there would be 370 plus for the BJP and 400 plus for the NDA. Please respond to Sanjay Verma.
I'm happy that they are not saying that they are going to win 6,000 seats out of 543. So I'm happy with that they are saying that it's 370 or something like that. One more thing I would like to add, that they are acting like an astrologist. It's not astrologist, neither it's autocracy, it's democracy. So in democracy, let the judge decide. And people are the judge. And we're waiting for the judge and we're heading towards the judge. And asking the judge, we have an appeal that we will go for star census and many more things. And we are just heading towards the judge. Point number 2. What is the size of economy of India? $3.7 trillion. What is the size of economy of China? We are competing with China. It's $18 trillion. When we will reach over there? No. When we'll reach over there, what is the size of the economy of United States of America? It's $28 trillion. So, I just want to know that what would be the roadmap to reach over there when we'll cross China, our real competitor.
I'm coming to that. Madhav, bear with me.
Okay.
But in 20 seconds.
Okay. Mohammad Tariq Khan posing some questions saying that it's easy to say we'll be in the top 3, but when will we really compete with US and China? Quick response, please, because you're completely out of time.
Okay. Please, now I heard you, Mr. Khan. Madhav, I just have one. Madhav, you asked me to rebut. Why is
yes,
it that,
floor is yours, Sanjay Verma, respond to him.
Can you please keep quiet? Hold your horses, don't get rattled.
One by one. There are several others who want to speak on the subject, but we're completely out of time. Quick response, Sanjay Verma.
Yes. Madhav, I just have this to tell you that last year, the US saw 3 big banks going belly up. Signature Bank, Silicon Valley Bank and First Republican Bank. And one of the biggest financial companies in China called Evergrande, it has gone bankrupt, causing a loss of $500 billion. In India, we've not had a single bank or financial services company going bust or belly up. That's the difference between India and China. India stands for stability under Narendra Modi. China stands for obfuscation.
All right, completely out of time. I'm sorry, but we're completely out of time on this debate. Sanju Verma, Suhail Seth, Sanjay Jha, Ashutosh Mishra, Selam Dhanidharan, Mohammad Tariq Khan. This is, of course, going to be one of the key issues in the run-up to the Lok Sabha polls. The Prime Minister, of course, making those important statements inside the House. How much of those statements really are going to become the mainstream of political discourse over the next few days, particularly during the run-up to the Lok Sabha polls? That's going to be the big question indeed. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.